on social media. Cheers.
Cheers. Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in. If this is your first time tuning in with me, welcome. And if you are a returning viewer, welcome back. I have my handsome hubby with me here today again. I asked him very nicely to do this video with me. He hasn't been on camera with me for a bit, so it's been a while. And we have a very interesting topic for you guys today. It's actually our story of how we met. I was actually inspired by another couple's video I watched, and that was a really cute story as well. And I think we just met in it's very non-traditional, if I can put it that way. We're South Africans, so it's not common that people meet like that here. So I just thought maybe I'll just share with you guys. Or not just me, we will share with you guys, because we were chatting earlier and he was saying, oh, you'll need to tell me, like, explain to me how we met. And I was like, well, you met me, I can't tell you like how it was for you meeting me, so you need to obviously tell his side of the story, what it was like, and I'll tell my side of the story. So without further ado, we'll start it off. Summarized it very nicely earlier, babe.
Yeah.
When you said we
met on
social media.
Welcome to social media. Yeah, so I resigned from the one job, had a bit of a break, and then I visited my cousin in the UK. It was fun. And his wife asked or said, so you don't have a girlfriend, but why don't you try dating websites? And I guess to us in Cape Town, South Africa, that's not a norm.
Kind of frowned upon, isn't it? Well, like not frowned upon, like it's just
not
like
a social norm.
Yeah, it's not.
So yeah, it's not seen as I think it's seen really as a great thing. In any case, so yeah, she said that's the normal thing in the UK and so on. That's how people meet. That's what they do. Whereas in Cape Town, you meet with friends at the barbecue, or to you guys might be a braai, or to us, barbecue to you. Or with family, you know, so it's a friend of a friend, or a family or friend, or something like that. In any case, so I happened to subscribe to a few dating sites, which was weird for me, and yeah, it's really strange to us. And created a profile, and I guess they match your profile with interests or whatever the case is, and my wife was one of the interests, and some of the other interests were also people in the city, and I just didn't feel the vibe, you know, to chat to people and all of that kind of stuff. I was still very single-minded and all of that, and somehow profile seemed very interesting. We had similar interests, music and so on, and then yeah, and the way we thought about life and, you know, philosophy and so on. And then I found on Facebook, we had a chat. I think we came back, and while chatting also on via social media. Okay.
Just to stop there quickly, I just want to also tell from my side quickly, because obviously you guys are hearing that he found me on the site, so you're like, so why were you on the site? You know, you guys are Christian, so why were you on there? So I was about 19, I think it was, when a friend of mine contacted my mom. Her husband at work, friends of his or colleagues of his were on these funny sites, and they came across my picture apparently, and I did not subscribe to any channels at the time. I didn't have any profiles that I'd known of, and he actually told his wife about it, and she contacted my mom, and my mom was like, what's going on? I knew of nothing. So at that time my Facebook profile was still public, so someone had taken my profile picture and created this profile thing, but they didn't know the name of the site or anything. And I was so upset and embarrassed. I felt like, and you know, at that same time, I was working so much. I was working at the bank. I worked 6 days a week, and that kind of planted the seed in my head as to like, let me check out the scene. Like, I was actually hunting for my own picture at first. So I created some profiles, and eventually I was like, no, I don't know what they're talking about, because I asked her what picture they had taken of mine as well, and she showed me what picture on Facebook it was, but they don't know the name of the site. So at the end of the day, it's kind of pointless, and I think it's silly to think that someone created it, or a fake profile, and then you go create a real one. I know it sounds weird, but I did, and that was years before him and I had met, and
Well, thanks to that person.
it's weird, guys, and I had an experience. Oh, baby's waking up. So I had an experience now a few days ago when someone contacted me on Instagram saying that someone had taken my picture and put it up on the thing site, and I was thinking like, no, not again. This can't be happening again. It's like, what? I think it was also a matter of you're young, you're curious, and I had never been in a relationship at that time, so I was also just curious to see what this dating sites are about, and the fact that someone would take my profile, that sort of thing. So it was just, I think, out of curiosity basically, and I forgot about all these things for many years, and I was about 24 when I realized, you know, because everyone in the family, I don't know if it's like that in your guys' culture, but people start asking you as a woman like, oh, you're still single, you know, when you're gonna start seeing someone. I was 24 at the time, and I wasn't in a relationship, and eventually I did go into a relationship. It was short-lived because, I don't know, I just knew that it wasn't right, it wasn't like meant to be, and ended it like within 2 months, so that was short, and I'm not gonna say not sweet, but that's just that. And I was laying on my bed, but basically I know why God allowed me to go through that first. I had a lot of things that I needed to deal with as a woman. In any case, so God had to deal with some things in my life that I needed to overcome, certain issues with like men and that sort of thing. And it was 2 months after I had broken up with the other relationship, but I took that time to heal as well, and I was very much of a Christian young feminist. It was very, you know, all women, that type of thing, and God just revealed a lot of things in my life. Yes, I know it sounds contradictory, but yes. And God had to take me through a whole journey, and I felt at peace, I felt good, and I was laying on my bed one day. I don't know if it was a Saturday afternoon, but I was just like home alone. Myself and my cousin, we were flatmates at the time, and she had gone out for the evening or the afternoon, and I was just at home, and I was like, so what now? And I remembered I had these profiles, and I was like, I couldn't even remember the passwords, and for some reason I just like started like forgot password, you know, the whole process that you do, and I tried to like log into these accounts again, and then I came across, I can't even remember what site was it anyway. Also, like you see, the match, it like brought his profile up, and he didn't have the best of profile pictures. He's not a very good selfie taker. In any case, so I was so okay, and I went through his profile. He didn't like say that he's like a Christian, that sort of thing, but I could see by the music, like the artists that he liked. He'd mentioned what are a few of your favorite artists? Like, I don't know if he said like Jesus Culture and different types of music artists, and I was like, I think we have an undercover Christian here. Like, I just felt like this guy doesn't sound scary or anything, and I just sent him like a wink.
Jesus Culture is not undercover. It's a bad cover.
Yeah, no, but he didn't like fall in like religion and all these types of things. So, and when you get the about section or bio, you can say something about yourself. You didn't say that, which is fine. So I sent the link and I was like, oh, what the heck, it doesn't matter. You'll probably not respond because I wasn't subscribed to the. Let me just say, I wasn't subscribed to the site. I just created the profile, so you can't chat with someone on the site unless you are subscribed. So I was like, I'm not gonna spend money on this and you don't know, you're gonna meet a whole bunch of creeps, maybe that type of thing. So I just sent him a link and I left it. And then what a shock I got when like an hour later, or it wasn't even an hour later, it was probably less, when I got a text from you and he was like, hi Lauren, I hope you don't mind that I contacted you on Facebook. And I was like, no, it's fine, it's okay. And then we started chatting. So yeah, do you want to take further from there? Because I think I'm on the same spot where you were now.
Right, social media. So we chatted on Facebook and then later discovered that we know the same people. She attended my old church.
Oh, yes. So sorry to interrupt you, babe. So one of the questions that I'd ask me, when you start chatting to someone, okay, I don't know if you ever meet someone online, then you're like, okay, so where are you from? And I asked him, where do you fellowship? And then he said he's nowhere at the moment. And he asked me, he just said I was about to ask you the same question. And I told him where I was at, and he was like, which branch? Because there's different branches. And I told him, and then he's like, oh, I used to attend there, I used to play in the band. And I was like, oh, okay, because obviously I didn't know that. I'd only been there for about 2 years at the time. I think a year and a half, 2 years at the time. And as we continued to chat, we realized that he stays 15 minutes away from where I stay. And he works 5 minutes away from where I stay. So it's in any case, I think that made me really nervous, just for the fact that he's literally just up the road. And I didn't know, obviously. And eventually he popped the question, would you like to meet in person? We started calling one another and we chat over the phone. And he was like, so how does this work? Do you want to meet in person? And I was like, okay, but obviously, guys, please, we are not promoting dating sites in any means or by any means.
Why not?
Where was I? Shucks, sorry for the interruption, guys. So we decided, okay, let's meet. I just want to say, if you do decide to go on social media, please be very careful. Don't meet someone in a private place. Obviously, never just go to the house. Meet in a public place. And he came up with this brilliant suggestion. He was like, how about I see you on Sunday at church? And I was like, awesome. That's perfect. Because nobody's going to harm me in church.
First date.
That's the safest. No, it wasn't a date. I was going to church whether or not you were there. Sorry. So I was like, that's perfect. And then, so the building is huge. So even if he had come that day, I needed to explain to him where I sit, because you kind of find a spot where you comfortable. I don't know if you guys are familiar. When you're in a big church, you just get comfy in a certain row seat type of thing. And I explained to him more or less where I sit. So he always teases me up till today. He always says I came to sit next to him in church. Mm-hmm. But I obviously told him where I usually sit. So okay. And obviously, I think that was the Thursday that we spoke about meeting. And obviously, as time grew closer, I got excited to go to church, not just because of him, but yes.
Yes.
And guys, this Sunday morning, let me just say, I don't know, you must tell his part of the story. I got up, got down like I usually do, get in my car, and as I'm pulling out, I realize something's wrong. I had a flat. My tire was flat. And I'm never late for church, guys. Never. I'm always there a few minutes earlier even. And I'm like, why today? Why today of all days? And fortunately, I don't stay far from a gas station. But it's over a bridge. and this wheel was totally flat, and I was like flopping over the bridge with my hazards or indicators on, and just trying to get over, and this guy pulls up behind me, and he like showed all the cars to like go and that sort of thing and help me. When I got to the gas station, he was like, no, it's fine, I'll help you, and that sort of thing. In any case, I thanked him, and the people had to change the tire, put on the spare and all these types of things. And I'm like, oh, it's 9, church starts at 9, I'm late, you know, and I didn't text him or anything because there wasn't time. I mean, church is also not far from my place. I was like, I just need to get there. I mean, I could have walked, but it would have taken me a bit longer. Eventually, they got the car sorted, and I drove to church. Then I was struggling to find parking because our church gate is really full. Eventually, I found parking, and then my heart started beating, guys. And I went in the building, and I'm like, okay, obviously I'm going to where I usually sit, and I'm like, what if he doesn't show? And I'm like, okay, what's the worst that could happen? Then he just didn't show, you know. And I'm like, but what if he's there? And what if he's not who he says he was? And you know, all these types of things was like going through my mind. And as I'm walking up, I see this smartly dressed gentleman standing there. I'm thinking, like, no, this is him, I think. And I'm thinking, oh my word. Oh, just one thing, guys, that I told myself that morning. I'm just going to be myself. Like, when I meet him, what he sees is what he gets. So the way I am now, I'm just going to be me. And, like, if he doesn't, like what he sees or who I am, it's okay. I'm not offended. It's fine, you know. I'm just going to be me. Because I'm not still going to pretend to be something I'm not. So I went, and he was standing there. It was during they were singing praise and worship, and then I came and I said, excuse me, and I came through, and I sat down next to him because they were just done. They literally sang the last song, and everyone sat down, so I got to sit down with the congregation. And then he was a bit uptight. He was sitting like this.
It's church.
No, that's not why. I think he was nervous. And then I leaned over and I said, I'm so sorry. I said, I won't believe what happened. I had a flat tire, but I realized, this is not a date. I don't need to apologize for being late. I mean, the house of the Lord, it's got nothing to do with it. Why did you just apologize? But I'm never late, so I just felt like, why today? In any case, he didn't even respond. He just sat there, he was looking at.
Must be quiet in church.
He was giving me a side glance,
can't talk in church.
That's not how our church is, guys. That's not true. I mean, he plays in the band, and he used to play in the band, or he still plays in the band, I don't know. And he plays the electric guitar or the bass, so it's definitely not where you have to be quiet in church. And he just gave me the side glance every time, and I was like,
it's
okay.
It's disrespectful to talk while other people are talking.
Yes, eventually I said nothing. I just sat there and we went through the service, and I thought, okay, that's it. We met. He wanted to meet, so we met. I'm not gonna pursue anything further. I was thinking, okay, I don't know what my cousin's plans are for this afternoon, so I'm just gonna go home and make lunch and Sunday lunch type thing. So the service ended, and so he finally decides to make eye contact. Well, not properly, just said so what are your plans for the day? And I just told him I'm going home and I'm gonna cook.
What else do I do? It's sitting next to me. So
what do you expect me to go sit in the seat and be
what do we do now?
A creepy way, hi. What was I supposed to do? It's I told him where I sit, and then he says, well, you came to sit next to me. In any case, he asked me what my plans were for the day, and I said I'm gonna make some lunch, but it's nothing serious, or I asked him, did you have anything else in mind? And he was like, oh, he thought we could go for coffee or something. And that's exactly what we done. We went and we had just a light lunch somewhere, and we were chatting like old buddies, guys. I don't know, that was in my experience. And eating, I don't know if you ladies can relate. Sometimes you're shy to talk in front of someone or to eat in front of someone that you like. And you'd pick at your food. I was eating, guys. I was not shy. And that was kind of weird for me. I didn't even realize. It was to the point where I didn't even realize you don't really know this person. It's the first time you're meeting him in person. And up until the point where he ordered ice cream, and look at him all, I don't know if it's romantic or planned, but he takes one for us to share, and then he asks if he can come sit next to me.
Because it's too far to share.
Yes, because he was opposite me. In any case, he's
Big
moved
table.
on in next to me. It was a big table. And eventually, what did you ask me?
If your mind was next to you to share the ice cream?
No, but after that, when you were already next to me, what did you ask me? Do you remember?
Are you always as comfortable with people?
With strangers.
Strangers.
With people you meet for the first time, or is it the ice cream is what he asked me. And then I was like, because I was still like putting the ice in my mouth, and I realized like, oh my heck, like you don't know this guy, but you guys were just chatting for the past hour and a half. Like you guys are all buds. I don't know, maybe I done all the talking, but he was talking as well. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not usually this comfortable with people. And that's when it hit me. I was like, why am I so comfortable with this guy? In any case, he had plans for the afternoon. And we said our goodbyes, and I went home, and I was thinking like, what a weird experience, you know? It was like, I was so comfortable. I didn't even realize, like, you know, you have that, oh no, it's the first time you meet this person type. There was none of that for me. So, and for you? Obviously in church you felt that way. Did you still feel that way when you got to the place?
We had ice cream. No, it was fine.
Is it?
Ice was broken.
Yes, and on my side says.
Well, you were next to me, so there was a bit of a side glare. There.
Okay, my goodness, this is going to be a super long story. I don't think we can all do it all in one video. We'll need to do some more. But that was the first day we met. And
there's a church light also.
oh, that's right. So our church, we had this program. We had this evening, not service. It was more like a prayer meeting gathering, more intimate, smaller, less people would come.
What messages were.
Now we basically go through the message that was like spoken about this the morning, and kind of more in depth, and just work. We break up into little groups and like go through it, that sort of thing, and try and make it more practical. You know, how to apply it in your life, which is really important. They called it alignment. So basically, like getting your life in alignment. And I started going for a while already to alignment, because like I said, my life was pretty much work, gym, home, work, gym, home, all through the week. And then Sundays, Fridays I'd go to the young adults thing, and then Sundays is church, morning and evening type thing. So that was, besides going to the shops and whatever. So it wasn't like, I wasn't a social butterfly, if I can put it that way. And so we were chatting, and I think I asked you if you're coming to the alignment thing, and he said that he has plans to go with friends to another church's evening service. Because you remember when I met him, he was like between, or like
finding myself.
Yes, he was finding. He went to the UK to find himself. So he was not in a fixed church at the time, or fellowship. I don't say church. He wasn't at a spiritual home at the time. So we already made plans to go with friends to another evening service, which was cool. And I was like, no problem, enjoy it. And I went to the alignment thing, and I was in a little group with, I think it's mainly older folk that come to the evening things. There weren't many young people. There are a few, but not as many as in the morning. And they, obviously, because I was the youngest in my group that had broken away from the rest, and we had to talk on different topics. And we had this one pastor who was he's like very strict, and he was like, "Oh my second, come girl, write." And I had to write down the notes that the group was taking or was speaking about. And then he's like, "You can go read it as well." So I was like, okay.
He was in the military.
Yes, he was in the military, so he's very, you know, and yes, he wasn't just in the military, he's like a trains them type of thing, general type thing. So he's very, you know, and what when he says something, you actually just want to do it. It's like, yes, sir, you know. So he's like, okay, come, you can read as well. You wrote everything down. You know what we spoke about. You can go read it as well. And so they asked for each group to go read. And that's right, you need to represent the group. So I go up and I read my part. Was it the first time I had to go up? Twice. So as I go up, I'm reading. So I'm kind of used to reading in public. I've done quite a bit of public reading and speaking before. And so as I read, I look up to make eye contact with the congregation as well. And as I look up, who do I see? Someone sitting staring at me. As I was saying, I looked up while I was reading the answers, or our group's answers, and I saw someone sitting in the congregation smiling at me. It wasn't that type of smile. It was almost a teasing flirt look, like surprise, you know. And I'm standing on the little podium thing, and I was like, and I thought, okay, maybe not make this obvious because everyone's gonna be like, what you looking at, you know? It's like, no. And just continued reading, but obviously all this is running through my mind, like, he's here. You said he wasn't gonna be here. And you ignored me. Was I supposed to be like, hi, you know? In any case, so I read everything done and I went to sit down, and then I was like, oh my god, he's here, you know, twice in one day. And we just met earlier today. It was like, why is he here? He said he wasn't gonna be here. And I'm like, you know what? Just calm. Just calm down. It's fine. You were gonna be here in any case. Just leave it. It's cool. And we continue. And then every group gave the answers. And then the same gentleman, the same, like, he's basically like a pastor or an elder in the church. He was like, no, there's more answers that we have that they didn't read. He's like, go back, go read more. And I was like, no, now, you know, now that pressure of knowing that he's there and I have to go and read some more answers that other groups didn't mention that we had. I was like, it doesn't matter, just leave it, you know. And he was like, come, go. Like, and I was like, oh.
I didn't mind.
And I had to go back up again and give some the rest that we had that other groups didn't mention. And this time I made sure not to look up at the congregation while I was reading. I just read and I went to sit down again because I
was ignored.
He was expecting me to be like winking from the podium, like, I see you, I see that hand. In any case, I can't wink with my left eye. My whole cheek goes up and I wink with my left eye. That's just wrong. In any case, so, okay, I sat down and continued this normal, ended in a prayer, everything like we usually do. And now I'm like, what now? I'm like, I wasn't planning on seeing him now. I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. I'm like, I'm going home now. And I'm like, no, you should wait and say something. And I'm like, I wanted to know why he was there. Because like, you see, he was going elsewhere. Or like, what happened? Did the church close their doors or what? I was like, okay, no, wait for him, wait. And I like, yes, but because he knows a lot of people that hadn't seen him in a long time, so he obviously took long, and I was slowly walking to my car, and eventually I got there and I was sitting in the car waiting, and then he comes walking out, and I was like, so, yeah, I'm like, what happened? And he was like, I came to church, and I was like, oh, okay. He was just like, I came to church, and I was like, oh, okay. Come to get your life in alignment, isn't it?
Yes.
I didn't say that. I was just thinking like, okay. And we were very uncomfortable that evening because it wasn't planned. I was just like, okay, well, enjoy your evening. Okay, bye. And it's fine. And I went home. And I was just like, twice in one day. I was like, okay. So let me just say, guys, that I had been praying, you know, after the previous breakup and God dealing with a lot of things in my life. I've been praying because I was 25 at that time, and I was like, okay, Lord, so I had a kind of taste of relationship, but that wasn't what you wanted. It was me doing my own thing. I don't want to do my own thing, you know. This was my prayer. I don't want to do my own thing. And I was like, Lord, I was praying. I was like, because the Lord had been guiding me to pray for my husband for many, many years. Since I was like 18, I was praying for my husband, even though I didn't know who it was. So if you're single, pray for your future husband, even if you don't know him. Pray for him, you know, pray for his life, pray for his work, pray for all the aspects of his life that God puts on your heart. And I've done that over the years, even though I never knew who this guy would be. You know, I've heard people say over the years, say what you want him to look like, say what you want him. I didn't have any of those preconceived notions. I'm like, Lord, you know me better than me. You know what I would like, who I would like. And in any case, so I prayed this prayer really like a couple of days before I was laying that Saturday afternoon and like scrolling on my phone. I prayed it. I was like, Lord, you know, where is this husband of mine? I mean, I've been praying since I was like, what age already for this person? Where is he, you know? Because I feel I'm ready. I mean, I'm tired of just like being alone, you know. Where is my husband, Lord? It seems he's like lost. He can't find me. And I was like, my exact words, like, Lord, give him a map. You know, me not knowing who this person is, I was like, Lord, give him a map, you know, show him, guide him to me, to let us meet now. I feel it's time. In any case, so the evening I went home and I think we chatted a little bit, but not too much, because obviously that was Sunday evening, so the next day's work for both of us, so we didn't talk much. And that was kind of, I can't remember what the conversation went like that evening, but to make the whole story, oh, you should actually tell from your side how you ended up there that evening, mind you.
That's a strange one, man.
Is it?
Been to align myself where you were.
Conveniently. and why was that though? Why did you feel like, I don't know, like I want to get to know me more, or what was it like?
I don't know, I just felt like I needed to not go with friends and follow my own path.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense.
Follow the path that, fortunately, where my friends were, they found their people, they, you know, they had their lives, and
yeah.
but that wasn't my destiny or my path. So yeah, so my path led elsewhere, clearly.
Okay.
Although they are now married with, you know, the people that they found who at their
Yes,
churches
God,
and all of that.
everyone's life God guides, but like it doesn't mean everyone's gonna walk the same path. You understand? It's different paths for everyone. So to just summarize our story, because it's very long. Well, it's not that we didn't date long. We were dating for just under 5 months when he proposed, and we were married 4 months after that. So it's a total of like 9 months, and then we were Mr. and Mrs. So that is just a taste. I'm showing he's got some more here. That is just a little bit of our story, and I hope that it inspired you. So much chatting as well. Like, I'm sure people would want to know, like, how did we know? Do you want to go there? Like, he always teases me about, so that wasn't the first, that was the first time we met. I wouldn't call it a date. Like, he says it's a date. So the first time he actually asked me on a date, that was the Sunday that we met. The morning and the evening, we saw each other. And obviously we were chatting throughout the week, like, in between, because I had, like, work and gym, and then I'd speak to him afterward. And then I think the Monday it was, he already asked me what I'm doing the Saturday, on Saturday. Hey baby. And he asked me if I'd like to go see a movie, and I thought, okay, that'll be nice and stuff, and I said yes, obviously. And he's smiling at me, oh, you head. And eventually, the Thursday, we were still chatting. I was on a lunch break, and then he asked me, like, so, can't we meet tonight? He, like, didn't want to wait till Saturday, right? He was like, can't we go see a movie tonight? And I was like, tonight? Because myself, I was really, like, I wouldn't say monotonous, but I was gymming Monday to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I'd give myself habitual, yes, creature of habit. So I would gym every Monday through to Thursday, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I give myself a break, and I just chill, and that's when I would, like, cheat, eat, and whatever.
Very disciplined.
Yes, that's how I was before I met him, and I was way skinnier, guys. I had a body on me.
Not spontaneous.
Not at all. So it started with my very, very spontaneous husband, leaving that side look.
Mm-hmm.
So he was like, why don't we meet today? And I was like, today? I'm like, let's gym after work. And I have my gym clothes in my bag. And I'm thinking like, I was like, okay, like you were asking God for this. And like, are you not going to stay anymore for gym, you know? Like,
Who's Jim?
who's gym? So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll meet. And that's how it started. So I'm no longer at gym. I'm joking. I still have a gym membership. I just haven't gone now. Well, he's 3 months old, so
Blame it on the lockdown.
yes, it was lockdown and everything. I couldn't go back again. But I was very highly pregnant when lockdown started. So, what else? So our first date. Yes, but I think this is a must include. I was going to end it off, but I think we should definitely include this. So we went, I don't even know where we went, but there wasn't any movies that we were interested in on that particular day. So he asked me if I eat sushi, and I do.
You like sushi?
Yes, and I do like sushi. He's laughing because I couldn't eat with chopsticks. Okay, so you can tell further in there.
Yeah. So we went to this top class restaurant in Cape Town, Waterfront, known for sushi.
A sushi restaurant.
Yeah, and everyone eats with chopsticks, obviously, and
Yeah, we get to the table and there's only chopsticks on the table. And I was like,
so I asked her, should I ask the waiter for?
I called him over.
Okay, for a fork.
Yeah, I called him over and I asked him, excuse me, can I have a fork, please? And
That was the cutest thing.
and I sat there proudly with it. And the waiter also like gave a chuckle. He was like, okay. And he brought me the fork and I sat there. Yes, he's also chatting. Yes, yes, this is how mommy and daddy met.
Yes.
And I proudly ate my sushi with a fork, and yeah, he sat there across the table
That's
like.
when I knew I was in love.
Started with a girl eating sushi
With a fork.
with a fork.
Proudly, no shame.
Yes, and everyone else was like, and I was just like. Yes, yes.
Yes. Yes.
Is there anything else you'd like to add?
And the rest
on
is
that?
history.
Yeah, he says the rest is history. For me, like at that point, he sat there and I realized like he's watching me like
What
eat.
about the electric fence when I took it home?
Oh my goodness. Not fence. Well, basically.
Okay.
So.
Was it me or was it the cat?
It was us.
It was.
So guys, he took me home the evening. So I didn't mention that he struggled to find my home because apparently I never knew that further up there's another street with the same name, and he was like totally lost, and it started raining and I was like standing outside trying to show him, but anyway we found the place and all was well, so it's fine. And eventually we had a good time. Yes, he made me shy eventually with my fork, but I thought it's fine. It's either that or I'm going to eat with my hands, which we don't want. So he took me home, and that evening, I don't know what it was, eh? It was so, I don't know.
Electrifying.
Like, I've never in my life, like honestly, he stood so close when he was saying goodbye. Like, I gave him a hug, and yes, look at him, he's like laughing. Yes. Yes.
It was a small car, two-door car. So I opened the door for you.
Yes, yes, that's right. And I got out and said, thank you for the day, I had a good time. You know what you'd usually say. And yes. And I said good night. I gave him a hug, And then he gave me a hug, but he was like still standing in my face, like, and I don't know, like magnetically, he just pulled me in, and we just had a big kiss. But oh my goodness, it was like, what? And I'm like, I don't know this man, and I was like, okay, bye. And I pressed the remote and I pressed the remote and I ran inside and he left. And I was like, what just happened? Like, this is crazy. I mean, you don't just kiss someone you meet for the second time. It's like, it wasn't like a smooch or anything. It was just a big kiss, but still, I was like, it felt like way more. I was like, no, this isn't right. And I texted him to apologize. I was like, I'm really sorry, but I don't know what happened. Like, it was just the weirdest thing. And he was like, no, it's fine. And yeah, someone's very chatty right now. I think we'll have to stop there for now, guys. Any single people out there, I just want to tell you that it's important to pray for your future partner. Even now, as a married couple, I think praying is really important, and I feel I should be more prayerful about it, because marriage it's a journey, right, babe? It's a journey, and we've actually been through a lot. We're married for 3.5 years now. It's almost 4 years now. It's closer to 4 years.
Life-changing journey.
Yes, it has, guys. You know, we should really, when we have time, we should sit down and take you guys further on this journey with us, because, you know, it doesn't, the love story, it starts, that's the start. But it doesn't end, because obviously we are still in love. Let me just hold him close. Let's get close.
Soft spot.
Yeah, so we're almost married for 4 years now, 2 kids later, and we've been through a bumpy ride. And like I said, hopefully if God allows and if hubby's okay with it, that he will allow us to tell a bit more about this journey of ours. And yeah, we hope that we can encourage someone out there who is still looking for their partner. I hope that you enjoyed the little bit of our journey, our very, very short, long journey. Thank you so much for watching, guys. And if you'd like to find out more, we can chat about maybe doing another part 2. And you can just subscribe so that you can catch the next video. Thank you, guys. Bye.
Bye.